All right, this is problem number 47 from the hard copy of the book in section 3.3. And the problem is asking us why we know that this expression right here is true, even if we are not given the truth values of any of the variables. Okay, so we have to do a little bit of analysis here to figure out why this is actually true. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this second statement here, and I'm going to analyze it. And so, we can just plug in various values here to see what's going on. Let's start with the situation where P is true and Q is false. Okay, so if I look at P being P being true and Q being false, then just this portion of it, we have true or false, or not P, which would be false. Okay. So our true or false, this is going to be true, and then that's going to be true. Okay, so with those truth values for, with those truth values for P and Q, then we see that we result in something true. Okay, well, let's keep analyzing here. So let's say that I want to allow P to be true and Q to be true. Okay, well, if that's the case, then we have true and or false. Okay, so the true or true is going to end up being true, and we have true or false, and again, that's a true statement. Okay, so we've now taken a look at two of the situations that could occur for the truth values here. Let's take a look at P being false and Q being true. Okay, so if we look at that, this is going to be false or true, and or not P again, which would be true. Okay, well, false or true, that's going to end up being true. And we have true or true, which is true. Okay. And then if we look at the situation of P being false and Q being false, we have false or true. And false or false is actually false, but then false or true is actually true. So no matter what your P and your Q are, this second statement right here, this second portion of our conditional, the consequent is what we call it. The consequent is going to end up being true. Regardless of what your P and your Q truth values are, we can see that the result ends up being true in all of these situations. Okay, so then what we want to analyze is if we're looking at a conditional where we know that the result on the conditional, the second portion here, is true, what is it possible for us to get a false? And it isn't possible. If you were to look at your conditional truth table, when you have a true implies true, your result is true. And when you have a false implies true, your result is true. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we have here, either true or false, for this first bit. So it does not matter what R, P, and S are in this particular example. The truth value will end up being true when the consequent is true. Okay, and that's it in that problem.